my boyfriend Matt, 22 male, have been together for a year and 8 months. Matt and I go to different universities in neighboring cities, about a 45-minute drive. Matt is in a fraternity, which is important to note for later. It was Matt's birthday on Friday, and him and I went out to dinner to celebrate. After dinner, I went back to my university since I live on campus. The next evening, I was on Instagram and I clicked on one of our mutual friends' private story, and I saw Matt and a bunch of his friends hitting and stomping on a piñata. By clicking through more of the stories, I figured it must have been a surprise party for Matt, since he had told me that his only birthday plans were dinner with me. On the last slide of the Instagram story, I got a close-up of the piñata, and it looked exactly like me, from the hair color to the skin color, and even down to my septum piercing. There was no doubt that it was me. I was really confused, and I screen recorded the stories, then messaged the friend who posted the story. I asked her if it was me as the piñata, and she left me on red and removed me from the close friend's story. This just confirmed my suspicions. The next day, I texted him and asked how his party went, and he acted confused and said he never had a party. I was confused as to why he was lying to me. I told him I saw it on a mutual friend's private story, and then he completely stopped answering. An hour later, he answered and said, "Yeah, the guys threw me a surprise party. It's frat tradition not to talk about it though." That's when I asked him about the me-shaped piñata, and I sent him the video of him and his friends destroying it. He told me that it was not me, and it was just a random piñata that the guys had found. I told him to stop lying to me and that it was obviously me. I told him how hurt I was that he would allow his friends to do something like that, and all he could answer was that they would kick him out of the frat if he didn't accept it. I also brought up how if his frat had thrown him a surprise party, why wasn't I invited? I was only like 45 minutes away. I knew it wasn't because it was only guys, because the mutual friend who had posted on the story was a girl who goes to his university. There were multiple girls there. He stopped answering me and hasn't since. It's been a day with no contact. I'm honestly considering breaking up with him over this. I've caught him in lies before, but this is just too much. The video of him and his friends stomping the piñata was just so disturbing, and to find out that my face was on it. We were planning on moving in together after graduation, but honestly, I don't know anymore. Would I be the a-hole if I broke up with him over this? I think we should read some irrelevant comments before I comment on this, because this is a very niche scenario. Okay, top comments. Why would you stay with him? He has lied before and is lying now. You are so young. Go live a wonderful life without someone who doesn't seem to value you. Let me see, how old is she again? Okay, she's 22. They're both 22. I do think it is very odd. There were ways that he could have salvaged it. Him not responding and everyone trying to pretend that she wasn't the piñata or that he didn't even have a party in the first place. Trying to keep it a secret is what definitely made it weird. And it's not just the beating of a piñata, but stomping on it. Like, we're going the extra mile now. So this is a very niche. I don't really know. Like, what do you guys think? Please let me know in the comments. This is just a very odd scenario. I don't even know who would do something like this. Okay, but we do have an update, right? This is Best of Redditor updates. This was posted 4 days later. Hi everyone, thank you for all the comments and messages. I have read each and every one of them and I am truly grateful for all the advice. Update. So Matt texted me back after a full day of incognito. He finally admitted that yes, the piñata was supposed to be me. He said it was just a joke and it was meant to be funny. I told him how disrespectful and disturbing that was. I ended up breaking up with him and told him I wasn't going to stay with a man-child who was going to disrespect me for the fun of him and his friends. He completely lost it and begged me to stay. He was apologizing and saying he didn't want to lose me and blah, blah, blah. After I made it clear I wasn't going to take him back, he literally sent me a video of him making out with mutual friends. Okay. I don't know what the point of that was. Maybe just a final F you, but I honestly couldn't care at that point. I now realize how immature he was. I just blocked him. So yes, most of you are right that he was cheating on me. You know, I should have put that together, but I didn't. Okay. That he was cheating on me. I'm thankful that I didn't move in with this jerk and I saw him for what he really was. an immature man-child. And yes, I will be sending the video to the university, though I doubt they will do anything. But yes, this is the update, and thanks again for all the support and kind words. They truly mean so much. Wow, I feel like with the update, there's so much clarity regarding like the initial situation. Just knowing now that he was actually cheating on her, I feel like that makes the stepping on the pinata even worse, because it's like, do you respect me in any capacity? You're cheating on me, making a pinata of my likeness and stomping on it, not just by yourself, but with your friends. That is embarrassing to a different degree. Like, he's embarrassing her. And clearly he didn't respect her or love her in any sense. So thankfully she broke up with him. And I hope that OP can grow from this. And she's very young, so thankfully she found out before she moved in with him. And yeah, I don't really have much comments on that one because it was just such a peculiar situation. Me, 29 male, with my wife, 27 female of 4 years, just found out she has a fake Instagram and is following my exes. Hi Reddit. My wife Claire and I have been married for 4 years. We have been together for a total of 7 years. During this time, nothing like this has ever happened. She is honestly the most drama-free person I know. We have rarely argued during our time together, and she is very mature when conflict arises and will come to talk to me about the situation calmly. She has also never been outwardly jealous or rude when it has come to other girls in my life, including exes. Before Claire, I had 3 serious girlfriends. The most serious of the 3 was a girl I dated when I was 16 named Hannah. I was just a teenager and I thought I was in love. So it was a very dramatic relationship with all of those hormones thrown into the mix. I was very cut up when she left me for another guy, but I eventually got over it. We were in contact for a while through Facebook. She is now married with children, and it was nothing more than a hi and bye sort of thing. I eventually removed her because we simply did not talk anymore. The other 2 were nothing special, just girls I dated, and it didn't work out. I have always told Claire the truth and was very open with her about my past, especially about Hannah, because that had been my longest, most emotionally involved relationship prior to Claire. Claire has never exhibited any crazy, jealous behavior. She asked normal questions regarding Hannah, what had happened, etc., but nothing at all that would ring any alarms. She never seemed to be upset at all when we discussed the past, and she never brought it up beyond our conversations. This whole thing is so out of left field and so very unlike her that I am extremely confused and shocked. We both have Instagrams, and sometimes we will take a selfie on the other person's Instagram if they've gone to the bathroom and left their phone with a weird face or something and tag it as Claire was here or Mike was here. Today we were just lounging around having a lazy Saturday, watching TV. She went to go take a shower and left her phone on the coffee table. So I go to take a silly selfie and tag it when I noticed her Instagram looks really weird. Instead of her pictures, it was pictures of someone else, and the name Cecilia was written in the description box. The username was different, and this account had about 10 followers, as opposed to the 65 people they were following. I clicked to see who they were following, and I was stunned to see my 3 exes plus other girls who are friends/co-workers with me on the list. The more I scrolled through the followers, the more girls I knew/know popped up. Girls I'd been to school with, girls I worked/work with, my exes, Hannah's husband even. I quickly put back her phone, and when she came out of the shower, I acted as though nothing was wrong, because I honestly had no idea what the hell to even say. Is she keeping tabs on my exes/women I know? Does she have other fake accounts where she checks what they post? And more importantly, why? Why would she do this? I can't understand it. Is she looking for contact between us or inappropriate posts or what? Please help me, Reddit. I am a bad liar and I can't keep this bottled in for much longer. Eventually she will know something is up and I need to figure out how to talk to her about this. I just feel so blindsided. This is honestly the last thing I would expect from her. How should I approach this so she won't freak out? Relevant comments. This just sounds like some insecurity issue. You probably told her about how you thought Hannah was the love of your life and that you'd never find anyone better than her, but you grew up and stopped being a teenager. However, there's probably some idea in the back of her head that you think of Hannah as the one who got away. OOP, the original poster, said, "You might be right. I did tell her I was very upset about the breakup and I thought I loved her, but like you said, I grew up. I was 16. Didn't even know what love was. When I approach her, I will definitely address that though and let her know that Hannah was definitely not the one that got away. Thank you for pointing that out." Okay. I mean, I don't think it's weird to have a second account. I feel like a lot of women, myself included, do have other separate accounts, even though I don't really use mine, but I feel like everyone has like another account just to stalk people. Not stalk people, but if you need to search something up. It would be insecure to follow his exes, but to be following not just his exes, but all females that he is in contact or relation with, I feel like that is definitely a red flag. It is very weird and invasive in my opinion, but I don't know, I guess she's entitled to follow whoever she wants, but Hannah's husband, I don't know. Well, let's read the update. First, thank you to everyone for your comments and advice, especially to those of you who admitted doing similar things before. It really did help me when thinking of what to say to her. Today, I decided to approach her, and when we were calm and relaxed after breakfast, the conversation went like this. "Hey, can I ask you something?" Claire: "Yeah, of course." Me: "Who's Cecilia?" Claire: "I was going to take a selfie on your Instagram last night when you went to take a shower, and I noticed it wasn't logged into your Instagram. It was some other account, a woman named Cecilia?" Claire: "Oh." Me: "Oh?" She went quiet for a long minute or two and wouldn't look at me. I reached over and touched her hand lightly and told her I wasn't upset. I just wanted to know what was going on and wanted her to explain. Basically, she told me this. She had always sort of resented my exes, Hannah especially, since I had told her about them. It wasn't about if we were in secret contact with each other, more like she was curious about them. She wanted to see what I had seen in them, and she couldn't make a fake Facebook profile because people can sniff those out instantly and would just delete her or not accept her friend requests. She told me Instagram was ideal because strangers follow each other all the time, and people are follower whores and just accept anyone if they are on private. Interesting choice of words. People tend to post more of their life on Instagram anyway because it's so quick to upload a picture. She wanted to glimpse into their lives and see if they were really that extraordinary. I told her I could understand the morbid curiosity of checking out an ex of mine, but why were there normal girls from my life on there too? She told me, rather reluctantly, that she had some bottled up jealousies about them, especially one girl who I work with, who is in a band and whose music I thought was okay. She said, just okay. She said that she couldn't compete with some of these girls' talents because she didn't have them. And what started as a small curiosity became an obsession with them and what they do. You guys should watch Obsession in theaters. It's very good if you like horror movies. After she told me all of this, a lot of little things started to click. Claire had begun to point things out in stores and ask me if I liked them, even though they were very far from anything she'd like. Furniture, clothing, etc. She had seen exes/girls post these things on their Instagram and was actually checking to see if I was compatible with their tastes. She also used to like indie bands a lot, but ever since getting to know about the girl at work who's in a band, she has completely dropped the genre and began to bash it a little if a song would come on the radio. She has also asked me about seemingly innocent things like a different hairstyle or color, or even what I would think about certain tattoos. One ex of mine has a full sleeve. These things were very unclear, but I really just assumed she was trying to branch out or something. Never in a million years would I have guessed it was because she was checking out my exes on Instagram. Who would guess that? I told her that I understood her curiosity, but that it wasn't healthy or helpful. She might follow these people on Instagram, but she doesn't actually know them. She doesn't know if they're good people, if they are even interesting people beyond what they post. I told her to think about how many really extraordinary people she actually meets, and how likely it is that any of these girls are the super amazing people she thinks they are. I pointed out how easy it is for people to make a fake persona online, using her Cecilia as an example. I told her Hannah was just a girl I had dated as a teenager, and I grew up and realized what love was. She was nodding along and agreeing with me, and the conversation seemed to be going well. Then I asked her to delete the account, and she sort of just froze up. She said what did it matter? She wasn't contacting them or harassing them. She was just looking at their pictures. Oh. I told her she was fueling an assumption she had about them and it wasn't healthy to continue to obsess over them. She got angry that I used the word obsessed and asked me if I thought she was crazy as well. I mean, she's not crazy, but this is very unhealthy. Is that what you think? That I'm, wait, let me ask. Is that what you think? That I'm just some crazy obsessed person? Because you know what I think is crazy? It's crazy to have been in love with someone who cheated on you. And you went after her after she did it. And she continued to cheat on you. And you still went after her. I don't think you'd ever go after me. You've told me that. You said cheating was a deal breaker and that would be it. But it wasn't for Hannah. You cried. You went after her. So that means she had something I don't. And yeah, maybe it's a little out there with the account and all, but it's the only way I can know for sure. Honestly, Mike, I don't even know what you saw in her. Was it the bad taste in furniture or the brand name obsession? But hey, I'm the crazy one, right? I'm obsessed. Guys, I think I deserved an Oscar for that. But that sounds a little crazy though. Like, what do you guys think? I don't know. Opie writes, whoa. I just sort of sat there open-mouthed at that whole thing and she got up to leave. She said she was very sorry, but she couldn't be in this conversation right now, and she would come back when she was ready to be level-headed. That was about 2 hours ago, and she's still not home. Honestly, I'm not sure where to go from here. We have always been able to work out our differences, and she has never quite just exploded on me like that before. So I know that this issue is very different from anything we've ever experienced before. I would really like it if she deleted her account and would stop ruminating about these women who have no bearing on our lives anymore. But obviously just touching the subject of it is too much for her right now. Any advice on what to say to her when she's back would be great. I mean, what do you say to that? I don't even know. Another update. Okay. Woo. How many updates are there? Okay, this is the last update. This is the same day as the first update. First of all, I want to say a million thanks to everyone who commented. Thank you to everyone who gave advice and those who shared their own experiences with this sort of thing. I want to especially thank those of you who told me about your experience being in my wife's shoes. It has helped immensely to know that this seems to be a much more common issue than I had initially believed. Claire came home around 4 and approached me to talk. She apologized for blowing up, for the account, for lying, and for walking out on our argument like that. She acknowledged that she was in the wrong and that she knew her actions were immature. We sat down and talked for a long time about all the things she had been bottling up. It turns out, like many of you guys mentioned in the comments, that she had this idealized view of what my relationship was like with Hannah. I took your advice and explained to her that I was a stupid teen and Hannah was certainly not the one that got away. I had chased her back then because I had little self-respect. She accepted that, but she still looked like she was bottling something, so I told her to speak freely. From what she had said, I can say this. Sometimes when we speak about our exes, we forget that the other person hasn't been in our shoes. They don't realize who this person was as we did. So there were a lot of things she grabbed onto that I had told her. For example, I told her how when I was with Hannah, I would sleep on a park bench outside her house whenever her dad kicked me out because he didn't want some guy staying overnight. She held on to that, and she told me that was a little sad to her because she felt that spoke a lot about the extent I was willing to go to for Hannah. Of course, we have never been in a situation that would warrant me doing something like that for Claire, so she has no idea if I do that for her or not. I would. But again, I was a teenage boy and my family life wasn't great, so sleeping on a bench in a coat outside my girlfriend's house wasn't such a big deal to me. We spoke about the other exes and women on the list and went through each one and why she felt the way she did. It was a long conversation, but it was also very enlightening. There were a lot of things I told her that I had forgotten about, but clearly she had not. Almost every time it came down to her feeling like they had something she did not, or that I had shared an experience with them that we could not share, like going on a trip together, being with me when I had a major reconstructive surgery, being with me when my brother died. I told her I loved her very much, and that obviously none of these girls had cut it because it was Claire I was married to. And then she said, yeah, but I feel like, okay, wait, let me act again. Yeah, but I feel that if Hannah had never cheated on you, that would have been who you married. And looked extremely sad while saying it. I told her honestly that we could never know for sure because things did not turn out that way, but that most likely not. I would have eventually grown up and gotten over the wow of Hannah and moved on with my life. After all this talking, she logged into the Instagram and let me watch her delete the account. She promised me to stop Insta stalking and that she would try to be upfront with me when she felt insecure about someone. I said to her, very carefully, I understand. And if you ever think that just talking to me isn't helping, or maybe you want a different opinion, we could always do something like couples therapy. She took it very well and agreed. I do think perhaps Clara would benefit from therapy, but I felt that is a choice she has to make on her own. I already put the suggestion out there and let her know that if it needs to be an option. Like I've said, she's never been one to be dramatic or cause an issue. So this is a very unique situation, and I am much more understanding of it now that we talked and I've read so many similar experiences from the comments. Again, I want to thank everyone who helped. You guys are honestly amazing and better than a $300 counselor. LOL. Okay, well, sounds like a happy ending to me. Honestly, I'm glad everything worked out. I'm glad she deleted the account, and I'm glad that they were able to sit down and have an honest conversation about it. It was very concerning at first, but I think it's a positive step that she was able to just honestly admit and acknowledge what her issue was and to delete the account. I think deleting the account was a big step, hopefully in the right direction. So I am really happy for them. One commenter writes, this reminds me of an analogy I read about getting intrusive thoughts. Your mind is like you're standing next to a highway with a dozen cars rushing past you. All these cars are the thoughts, positive and negative, that you have. You can't quite stop them driving past you, entering your mind. But you can decide which car you want to step into. It seems like Clara got in her jealousy and insecurity car and drove off into the sunset. I hope that with deleting her Instagram account, it will be her opening the door of that car so she can step out. Love it. Very cute. Very demure. Makes a lot of sense. So that is it, guys, for the Reddit stories today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please let me know if you would like to see more, or if you would like to see me read from a different subreddit. I will be trying my best to post on here more consistently. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great, beautiful day.